just couldn't be more basic. This could be just starting the season. So, what kind of team have you put together to start the season?
Well, we've worked hard in the off season to put a team together that we think we can be competitive in the league. And we've spent a lot of time on it. We've picked pretty specific characters and types of players that we want in terms of our style of play. And I think, we hope that we can obviously put it right on the field, and that starts with Sunday with Boston.
Mm-hmm. And you'll have your national team people on Sunday, and how much have they been part of preseason?
Yeah, it's difficult with the national team players because there's so much commitment for them with the Algarve and then their friendlies that they've just had coming up. But we managed to get about 12 days in of practice with them, which was great. I think that's always a difficult part, is that we get them a very limited time just before the game, and my biggest hope is that they all come back fit and healthy, and if they do, then that's a huge bonus to us. It'll be great to start the season with the national team players who are all fit and healthy and ready to go.
Are they all going to play?
We'll see. I think they've got a game on Thursday, so it depends what happens in the China game and how they all come back. But I'd like to think that they'll all be available and fit and healthy. But until the game on Thursday, I'm not going to say anything about it, because then obviously it'll always backfire on you if you say that.
What do you think of your new home?
Yeah, I love it. It's great. We played our first game here on Saturday in front of a crowd. It was a fantastic atmosphere, and it's just got a little bit of soccer nostalgia to it, really, and great backdrop and everything around it's fantastic. And we've managed to do all the sort of things we wanted to in terms of the locker room and getting the stadium up to scratch for how we wanted it to look for this first season, and hopefully we can build on that moving forward.
And of course, given the history of soccer leagues, is it nice that you're back for a second season and even apparently growing?
Yeah, for sure. To expand in the first season is huge. I think the structure of the league is something that is a sustainable model, and I think from being in meetings in the off season, everyone's invested in it. From a financial point of view as well as on the field point of view, and I think that's going to be huge for this league moving forward. It's, in my opinion, the US is the biggest country for soccer, and the fact that it hasn't had a sustainable league is a shame, and I think it's everybody's responsibility to make sure that happens.
So why do you think there's such a salary disparity between what the ladies can get paid in Europe versus here?
I said this before. I think the reality of European football was when the WPS came in, which had huge salaries. Europe had to try and create an environment and a market where they could attract the WPS players back. And then that's counteracted now, whereas the NWSL has put in a salary structure which is sustainable. And as you're finding in Europe, clubs can't sustain the amount of money that they're having to pay out. And there's only a few clubs globally who can do that, and I think you'll see in the next couple of years that market will even itself out, and I think the NWSL has started that off, and you're already seeing that it's not just about money with these players. We've already attracted our club and other clubs in the league huge world-class players who want to play in this league, and I think that's a massive testament to how competitive and strong this league is.
Despite missing a big chunk of your team this week, is it kind of business as normal in terms of preparations for you?
Yeah, it's been good. We did a behind closed doors game last night. We've had 3 of them this season, which have been this pre-season, which have been invaluable, I think, for us, because we need to test ourselves against good opposition. We managed to do that with the 2 college teams, which was great in terms of a local exposure, but then also to get some tactical things done, behind closed doors, where you can really see things that you need to work on, have been really invaluable to us. Today was a bit more of a lighter session, and then we've got 3 more sessions in preparation for the Boston game.
Is it on those national team players to get up to speed themselves, or?
No, we've had communication with them while they've been away, and made sure that any information that they need to know, they know. And the good thing about those players is they're all talented, so the amount of information that they need and the amount of detail that they need can be limited for now, and it can be a catch-up week post the Boston game to make sure that everyone's on the same page.
Does it feel like almost like you're cramming for a final, that first match coming up on Sunday?
In a way, yeah. I think it's the first game of the season is always difficult in terms of you just don't know what to expect, but you've just got to take care of your own preparations. And I think from our own individual standpoint, this pre-season's gone as scripted as planned as possible, and we've got out all the information and all the detail that we wanted to do, which has been great.